Welcome everybody. Come on into the show. Welcome. And it's going to be an awesome show today. We're going to talk about some awesome updates, some things I've really been looking to share with you guys. And then we're going to cover a very interesting topic, which is investing in yourself. So you guys are really going to enjoy this one. But first, before we get started, we got to do the thing that gets things started off right. So won't you join me now for the always exciting, always enlightening dopamine hit of the day, dopamine hit of the week. It is as good as scoring the winning goal in overtime in Game 7 to win the Stanley Cup. And all you need is water, Gatorade, or powdered greens, BioSteel protein, or anything in between. So grab your favorite sports drink. I prefer water with a pinch of Himalayan sea salt. And won't you join me now for the simultaneous sip? Trust me, it makes everything better. And it happens now. Go. Trust me, you're going to want to join in on that. Join in on the community of growth. Feel better every single time we do that sip. All right, so the purpose. Again, I want to bring you guys conversation that is honest about hockey and life for people who want to get more out of both of those things. No more secrets, pushing the conversation forward and building a community of driven players, driven parents, and people who just love the game. And I want you guys to leave inspired, informed, entertained with an actionable system, and most importantly, a new filter on reality, one that turns your life and your hockey game into a fun game that you can not only gain control of, but that you enjoy every single day you get to wake up, that you look forward to. So please leave feedback. Make sure that, again, you're making sure to always give us a rating, letting me know, sending me a DM, leaving a comment. Leaving comments is a huge thing on my posts, on any of these videos, on the podcast. And make sure to subscribe to the podcast or to the YouTube channel, because that's going to allow you guys to see everything that comes up, and there's more and more better content being improved every single day. I'm working insanely hard putting this stuff together for you guys, so there's going to be a lot better stuff coming down the line, better quality, and always starting off lean, starting off with, again, it's going to be lower quality before, and then as we move forward into the future, it's just going to be better and better, so get ready for that. Now, a couple updates. I want to get back to doing some updates with you guys. I know that it keeps things pretty fresh and also lets you know where I'm at with my training. So knowing that it's very unlikely we're going to have a season this year, it's pretty much looking like we're guaranteed to not. I've really been focused on my physical aspects, my mental, and just pushing myself forward. So what I've been doing lately is focusing on my lifting. And I've been hitting a lot of PRs, which is personal records. I've been really experiencing something that I haven't done before, which is training hard and then actually training smart. Having a chance to put the pieces together of my body, working on weaknesses that I haven't had, and then getting strong in different areas. I was able to squat 335 pounds for a single last week. That was the heaviest I've ever done, and that was a super cool thing to get to do when you've always dreamed of having time to put on strength, and finally my body is starting to build and push forward. So that's been really fun. My bench, I've been able to get up to 215 as of last week. Unfortunately, as you'll hear about in a second, I made a couple mistakes that kind of prevented me from getting to that final 2-plate mark that I've kind of wanted to hit for a long time. But I think after this 11-week phase, we're going to get there. So I'm excited for that. And one of the cool things that's pretty awesome that I'm doing is actually managing injuries and doing a lot of work to work on the things in my body that I typically used to kind of ignore. One of those things was shoulder health. So I've been doing basically 5 days a week of a shoulder routine that I've put together. I've put that into my system, and this system just allows me to just flow each week. I know what my tasks are each day. I just need to get those done for hockey. I get those done for my business, and then I'm comfortable. I know I've done what I needed to get done that day, and I know I'll be done by the end of the week. And it has been amazing. You may have seen one of my Instagram stories where I actually posted a viewing of basically a folder like this. If you're watching the video, you can see it, where I kind of just scroll through it, and you can see all of the weeks that I've went through, and you can see how I've improved and started to add more layers and details to it. And it's been really cool to just experience the progression of having a system in front of you. And I can't recommend enough how important it is to have that system. You will get so much from it if you develop yourself a real system like that. And that's what we do at Identity 2.0, is lay it out for you for someone who is focused on hockey. Then you can apply that to any other area of your life. And it's massive. Another thing that I've been doing in terms of my injury management is my hamstring health. I've been doing a ton of stretching and mobility. I've been making sure to do that on a weekly basis, and that has been huge. I've felt a massive improvement on my body's ability to really recover when I'm doing this mobility stuff. Because before, I used to get strong and then I would tweak a little weak muscle, and then that would cause huge problems. So now what I do is I put a ton of extra time into these really little muscles that I know if something feels even a little off, boom, I step into it, I deal with whatever that problem is. It can be between sets. I'll stop a set early if something feels off, go work on it, and then come back. And I can't recommend enough. You're not going to be held back by your strengths. You're going to be held back by your weaknesses and your bottlenecks. So deal with those. Deal with the things holding you back. And this is something that powerlifters talk a ton about. You see with NHL and pro players how this plays out. So keep that in mind. It's very important to deal with the weaknesses just as much as you're focusing on your strengths or just your maintenance tasks. Now, something else I've been doing in my updates, I've been playing with food as an energy control lately. I know I've talked about this concept before, and I've really found it to be working for me lately. I have spent my mornings in the previous months, I was eating kind of just whatever I wanted. I would often do this thing where I'd put an egg, I'd crack an egg inside of a piece of toast, I'd have like butter on it, and it was high fat, solid amount of protein, pretty high carb. And what I found was that it was just slowing me down. I felt kind of sluggish, I felt kind of off, and I didn't like the way that my body felt. So what I've done is I've shifted to always having a protein shake in the morning, having some almonds or some kind of nut. This allows me to basically refresh my body, lets my body get some protein, fill up, but not becoming stuffed and also not draining my energy and kind of sucking all of the insulin out of my body, which is what happens when you have a whole bunch of sugar at once. Your insulin spikes way high, and then all the sugar, basically it's the sugar that gets sucked back out, and then you all of a sudden have super low energy. So you might want to play with that. If you feel like you have low energy in the mornings, experiment with low carb mornings and then having carbs as the day goes on. I find that if I have carbs at night, they make me a little sleepier, help me sleep. But in the morning, if I go low carb, I just feel way better all the time. So try that out. Another thing, actually the last thing I wanted to talk about is running. I've been adding a ton of running into my system lately, and something you may want to experiment and play with. I've been trying to add an extra 2 sessions of running into my week. So what I used to do is 3. So I do some form of cardio. So I've tried to do about a 20-minute run once a week. Sometimes that'd be a bike ride, sometimes it'd be skipping or a circuit of some kind. And then after that cardio, on a different day I do a speed day. On a different day I do an agility day. Now what I've added is an additional speed day, an additional agility day. So we're going to see how that plays out. I'm going to try to balance that with working out hard 4 times a week and see if my body can handle it. 5 running days is a lot, so I may have to scale it down to maybe 4. But treating your body like an experiment and being a bit of a mad scientist is something I think everybody should try out. So highly, highly recommend playing around with adding a little running here and there and then see how that works. Sorry, the background, got some cars running. Unfortunately can't avoid all extra sound. But give that a try and see how it works. All right, let's grab a drink and then we'll get into the main topic. All right, so the main topic for this week, investing in yourself and the video game filter. So first of all, when we talk about our investing in ourselves, consider what it means to have an asset. When we invest in a stock, we're investing in what we believe can come in the future. And we hope that it's going to make us money. We expect it's going to. That's why we put that money in. And I believe that the best investment you can make is in yourself. You're here, so many successful people, so many of them are going to tell you the same thing. Invest in yourself. If you can invest in yourself, what you're going to gain is, let's see if we can get this reloaded. What you're going to gain is all of the benefits. You don't have to give away those successes. If you put in the work and you invest in improving your abilities, you get that payoff, that excitement of playing well on the ice, the fun of being somebody your teammates look up to, somebody your coaches rely on, someone that everyone wants to learn from. That's a cool experience, and that's an investment you get to make. So consider what it would feel like. And what I want you to do is look up to the future version of yourself. This means be inspired by the future version of yourself, what you can become. You don't need to look up to other players. You don't need to look up to other people. You can use those as motivation, and you can do that, but you don't have to. You can be inspired by who you want to become. And let that focus become the center of everything that you do in terms of hockey. And that can make a massive difference. Because I want to add this filter. And this filter is the video game filter. And first of all, you're probably wondering, what is a filter? Well, it's a lens that you see reality through. Just like putting on glasses allows you to see more clearly. If you put on a colored lens, you're going to see things with a pink shade or whatever shade it is, you're going to see it with that. Sunglasses dim things down. Now, when we talk about a filter in terms of how we see reality as a whole, it's going to allow us to interpret things differently. And a good filter allows us to predict the future in a higher percentage way, so we're able to predict the future more often. And then it makes you happy. So better predictor of the future makes you happy. If you combine those two things, you have a good filter. So I recommend trying on this filter for size and see how it works for you. Imagine yourself as a video game version of yourself. And what you want to do is rank yourself on a scale from 0 to 100. Break all of your skills down and consider who you are as a video game player. Where would you rank yourself? And this 0 being the lowest point, and imagine 100 being the top. Imagine 100 being at the peak. And this is the best you could ever be. And imagine what it would be like to be in the 90s. Imagine what that would feel like. And when you think about how that would feel, this is going to be a weird experience for you. And it's probably going to give you an energy boost. It's going to excite you. And I want that to be what you're excited by, inspired by every day to work hard. How do great players work so hard? How do great people in every field work so hard? They have a system in place. And then they also have the inspiration of this future vision to push them forward and to drive them in to taking action every single day. Every single day they're pushed forward by this vision. Have this vision of what it would be like to be a 90%, a 99. Imagine hitting the peak of all of your abilities, how good you could be. Really consider that. Visualize that and be inspired to create that plan, create that system, and follow through so you can hit the targets that you want to hit that best version. So here's the areas I want you to break down this week. Take some time. Spend an hour on this, I recommend, but even if it's 5 minutes, break down these core areas. Take a pencil and pen out right now if you can. If not, rewind back to this section after you've gotten out of the car. If you're driving, if you can pull over, check it out. Now, here's the breakdown. You have 3 aspects of mental. What is your focus? What is your confidence and hockey sense? Rank those out of 100. Now break down your skills and rank them. Hands, your stick handling, your shot, your skating, your passing, and your speed, and your quickness. Then, look at your physical capacity, your strength, your power, your speed, your size, your quickness. Now, when you're ranking these, consider them out of 100, and 100 being the best you could ever imagine being. And then even imagine even further. Rank yourself on that scale. And then once you've ranked yourself on that scale, really take the time to put a plan in place. Now, Identity 2.0 is all about giving you that plan, giving you the tools and the mental first, setting you up with the core first domino to knock those out of the way. And this is what we specialize in. Then we give you the ability to set up the rest. Then you can find a skills coach that can work with your hands, your skating. But then you don't need to rely on them to explain to you what to do. We help you set yourself up for success, become your own trainer, and then keep upgrading and leveling up that mental software every single week. And as you level up, you can level up your skill set. And as you do this, this magnifies your skills and your physical capacity. This is what magnifies it. Your mental game, your focus, your ability to be focused and put in the highest quality effort possible. This is what allows you to actually improve the skills and the physical capacity at an accelerated rate. So think about, how do I level up each one? Think about how you are going to get to work. And again, if you need help, use Identity 2.0 to help you build up each element and make it easier. And we provide you with the secrets that you need, the things that we've spent years studying and breaking down, so that you can apply them right away without having to go and find them and research them for hours like we did. So go get to work right now, set up your system, rank yourself on these things, and get going. I tell you right now that you are going to be inspired, and be inspired by the greater future version of yourself, by the best version of yourself. So hopefully you got a lot from this. Hope you have a great day. Go get started right now. I'm Corson from Identity 2.0. Cheers.